Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing fine and I'm taking care of yourselves. My name is Kanika Tandon and I'm here with a video of class 6 English 2nd. In this video you can find the explanation of the poem Summersun and the question answers and exercise of the same. The poem The Summer Sun. Have you ever thought about the importance of the sun in our lives? There cannot be life without the sun. Let us read a poem about it. Okay, so this poem is about the sun. In this poem, the poet is trying to tell us about the importance that the sun holds. Great is the sun and wide he goes, through empty heavens without repose, and in the blue and glowing days, more thick than rain, he showers his rays. So here the poet is praising the sun by calling it a great thing, and that he goes very wide. He goes through the empty heaven without taking any kind of rest, and in the blue and glowing days, more thick than rains, he showers his rays. So even if there is a bad day or there is a good day, it always shows us its rays, and the rays are very much thicker than that of the rain, which means that no matter whatever the rain is bringing us, the sun always brings us happiness. Though closer still the blinds we pull to keep the shady parlor cool, yet he will find a chink or two to slip in golden fingers through. So here we are saying that though the sun rays are very sharp, and just because in order to make our guest room remain cool, we draw the blinds, which means we draw our curtains, but then also it will find a chunk, that means it will find a narrow lane through which it can enter our room and shows us his golden fingers. Meantime, his golden face around, he bears to all the garden ground, and sheds a warm and glittering look among the ivy's inmost nook. So here, no, I'm sorry, I actually read paragraph number 4. Let's come on paragraph number 3. The dusty attic spider clad, he through the keyhole maketh glad, and through the broken edge of the tiles into the ladder's halo smile. So here he is talking about the dusty attic. You know what is the meaning of attic? In this picture you can see there is a way in which the people can walk and get inside into the room. So here it is always mostly dusty, and there are spiders, cobwebs, and through the keyhole he will make everybody glad by entering the room through the keyhole, and through the broken edge of the tile into the ladder's halo of smile. So here he's saying that through the tiles, if there is a broken tile at the home or on the wall, it can go through that. Sometimes it happens na ki our wall is kind of broken, right? So the sun enters through that also, and into the laddered hayloft smile, into the hayloft. You know what is the hayloft? Where we keep the place where we keep the hayloft is actually a bunch of hay है ना, and laddered hayloft smile means a place where we can keep that, we can store the hay. Okay. Meantime, his golden face around, he bears to all the garden ground, and sheds a warm and glittering look among the ivy's inmost nook. So here, while all of this is happening here, his golden face is around us. He bears to all the garden ground, and his the sun's rays actually goes in the garden all around, and sheds a warm and glittering look. Of course, since it is yellow in color, so the look of the rays looks very glittery, that means golden. All right, and it also gives us warmth, right, among the ivy's inmost nook, which is which means the ivy is actually a place and deep corner, right? It can go around the deepest corner of a room if it can, right? Above the hills, along the blue, round the bright air with footing true, to please the child, to paint the rose, the gardener of the world he goes. So here it can go around the hill and also around the blue. It can go to any place it wants, even if it is a hill or somewhere else. Round the bright air with footing true, which means, and it can make the area bright where it is a way to walk, right? A footing route means a place which is steady and a balanced way of walking, right? To please the child, to paint the rose, the gardener of the world he goes. So he can also please a child and also paint the rose. What is the meaning of paint the rose here? It means that since the trees and the plants need oxygen to sun to get become healthy, so here he is using to paint the rose means to actually make it grow, and hence it is called the gardener of the world because he protects everybody, right? So this was the explanation part. Let us come on to the question answers. And before we complete the exercise and the question answers, I request all of you to please write the word meanings in your notebooks. Coming on to the question answers of the poem Summersun. First is, read these lines and answer the question that follows. First is, great is the sun and white he goes through empty heaven without repose, and in the blue and glowing days, more thick than rain, he showers his rain. Okay, so this is the extract. This is the paragraph of the poem. First question is, what do you think the poet means by empty heaven? So the poet means a cloudless sky by the expression empty heaven. Why are the rays described as more thick than rain? So the rays are described as more thick than rain because they are strong and capable of getting through most things. And third is, why did he shower his rays in the blue and glowing days? So the sun showered his rays in the blue and glowing days because on such days the sky was free of clouds. Coming on to B, yet he will find a chink or two to slip his golden fingers through. So who will find a chink? So here the sun will find a chink. And where was he supposed to find a chink? So this chink is to be found between the blinds or the curtains that have been pulled down to keep the sun out of the room in the house. Next, what do you think the poet means by golden fingers? So the poet refers to the sun rays through expression golden fingers. As I told you while I was explaining you the exercise, that since the rays of sun is yellow in color, so here golden color is used for the rays. Coming on to the third one, why was he being kept out? So the sun was being kept out so that the room could be kept cool. Okay. Third is, the dusty attic, spider clad, he through the keyhole maketh glad, through the broken edge of tiles into the laddered hayloft smile. So the sun makes the dusty spider clad attic glad. Who did the sun make happy, and how did he do this? So the sun made dusty spider clad attic glad. He did this by pouring his rays through the keyhole. How did the sun enter the hayloft? So the sun entered the hayloft through the broken edge of the tiles, right? Third is, what do these lines tell us about the sun? So these lines tell us that the sun is hard to keep out from our dwelling, as its rays come through blinds, curtains, and even locked doors. Question number 2. Why do you think the poet has chosen summer as the setting for the poem? So the poet has chosen summer as the setting for the poem because it is the season when clouds are away and the sun is at its strongest. Flowers and trees are in full bloom during summers, which is why the poet calls the sun the gardener of the world. In winter, people do not pull the curtains to keep the sun out. Last question is, do you agree with the poet when he refers to the sun as the gardener of the world? Justify your answer. So yes, I agree with the poet when he refers to the sun as the gardener of the world. The sun is the source of all energy on earth. It is the presence of the sun that makes trees and plants bloom on earth. In the winter and autumn seasons, when the sun rays are not strong, plants die or shed their leaves. With this, the question answers are over. Let us come on to the exercise. On page number 28, here identify the personification in these rhymes given below. So here we have to write the personifications. The personification is when we speak or whenever we are writing about a thing, we take the doings of some of the animals or a thing as the human being. For example, I am sitting and doing nothing. All right, so I can say for myself that I am, or for example, we this is very common actually. Whenever we are sleeping without any tension or anything, all right, and we are not getting up, no matter how many times our parents or our siblings or our family members have shaked us up, but we are not sleeping. So our parents say that we are sleeping like a log. Here the meaning of log is a thick trunk of the tree. All right, so whenever we are using personification, we are actually using the significance of some animal or something and compare it with the human beings. Okay, so here I am a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me stout, just tip me over and pour me out. So here there are two personifications. First is the teapot is short and stout, and the teapot shouts when it is all steamed up. Coming on to the second one. Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Little Johnny wants to play. So rain can come and go. Next is the deep grass moved and whispered and bowed and brushed my face. It whispered in the sunshine, the winter comes space. So the deep grass moved and whispered and bowed and brushed my face. Okay, last exercise is use an imagination to complete these personification prompts. So here it is not necessary that you have to write whatever I have written here. You can write anything that you want. The moon arrives at night. The tree waited for the rains to come. The angry fire swallowed everything in its path. The clock looks as if it were standing still. Beauty lives in the eye of the beholder. And the wise owl thought about the problem for a while. So with this, our poem is also over.